Good morning, Comrade. Miss me? I'm back. I am back. It is the 21st of June. It is Monday. I just got back from a little vacation. We actually have a friend in town who we're, showing around. So things have gotten a little bit wild lately. We're back up in the saddle after a couple days off. Like I said, Monday, 21st of June, 2021. This is your daily Good Morning Comrade. How's everybody doing? Had a storm over the weekend, hurricane, Claudette. I mean, it was a tropical storm. That was really mostly like a tropical depression sort of thing. I know here it wasn't so bad, but in places like Slidell, which is a little bit, for those of y'all aren't here, east of New Orleans, across Lake Pontchartrain, right by Mississippi, there was some flooding. So out in Alabama, there was 12 deaths, which is a little bit shocking, actually. 13 now, says Tampa Bay Times. So, I mean, these things, when they hit us, or when they, don't really hit us, they hit somebody. So, Claudette regained tropical storm status Monday morning as it neared the coast of the Carolinas, less than 2 days after 13 people died, including 8 children in a multi-vehicle crash. So there was a car crash on the nasty, slick, horrible roads. 13 people died, 8 children. Holy fuck. The children who died Saturday were in a van for a youth home for abuse and neglect. Oh my god. Well, that's a way to ruin the morning. Yeah, so holy crap. No storms at 106 yesterday. Oh, nice. That's pretty hot. So, there was a lot of hand wringing, G Wolf, about. Good morning, by the way. Good morning, Dan. There was a lot of hand wringing about the power situation, your privatized power situation out in Texas. I hadn't seen much since last week, since before I went on my little quickie vacay. What have y'all had any problems, or y'all doing all right out there? Morning, Watermelon Pickle. Hey, how are you? I do want to give a shout out to Dan. He was on the show about 2 weeks ago. We talked really about. We kind of just did oh god, this rolling blackouts. We kind of just did a regular show with Dan. Talked about his show, sort of like what it's like to be sort of a newer sort of person to the left, which is always interesting to me. As an old guy with gray in my beard, and steeled cynicism for all things. But yeah, it was a really great conversation. Y'all should go back and check the VOD. It's on YouTube right now, I know for sure. I believe it was a Thursday. But yeah, if you're gonna be streaming today, I'll send you the raid, Dan. But anyway, yeah, I got a couple of stories, and yeah, check those emotes. Those are pretty sweet emotes. Got a couple of stories I want to get to, but there really is a second thought video that I wanted to look at more than anything. Sweet. First off, this is something that we should all be very concerned about, because it's like Juneteenth just passed, and that's sort of the day where, like, officially slaves in America were officially liberated, right? And exclamation point, star, asterisk, whatever, to that, because obviously it doesn't apply to incarcerated people, people in prison. They're still used for, basically slave labor. And well, today, this is actually G was posted this in the Discord. I'll turn the music down. I trust you, G-Wolf, don't worry. But anyway, the Supreme Court has backed companies, namely Nestle and Cargill, in a child labor suit. So these companies use child labor to essentially produce products that we often purchase in the United States. So let's take a look. Supreme Court on Thursday sided with food giants Nestle and Cargill in a lawsuit that claimed they knowingly bought cocoa beans from farms in Africa that used slave labor. The justices ruled 8-1. 8-1, by the way. Which of your faves voted in favor of slavery? Was it Sotomayor? Was it, one of the other ones? Kagan. That's the one that the libs like. I bet you RBG would have voted in favor of this too, by the way. I almost guarantee it. Justice ruled 8-1 in favor of the food companies and against a group of 6 adult citizens of Mali that claimed that they were taken from their country as children and forced to work on cocoa farms in the neighboring Ivory Coast. So it seems to me like there was a sale of, so essentially there's a slave camp. Actually, if your favorites go to Merrick Garland. Oh, there was something on him recently too. He's been doing some bad stuff, and yeah, of course he has, because he was in the Heritage Foundation, which is, the conservative think tank, you would think. But regardless, I'm getting aside from the task at hand. Yeah, 8-1 in favor of the food companies against group. So okay, there was essentially a slave outfit in Mali that basically does forced work for people to sell their raw cocoa to Nestle and Cargill, right? These 2 gigantic companies. And what the court is essentially ruling, at least is my understanding, is that it's not the responsibility of the companies that are buying those goods to know whether or not the goods that they're buying were built or created by slaves, right? So, although respondents' inquiries occurred entirely overseas, the Ninth Circuit held that respondents could sue in federal court because the defendant corporations, Nestle and Cargill, allegedly made, quote, major operational decisions in the United States. The Ninth Circuit erred by allowing this suit to proceed. So they're basically Clarence Thomas, bad justice, basically is saying that the Ninth Circuit Court, which is basically that's like the West Coast Court. It's like the most liberal of all the courts. The only one probably that would even bring this up. They said, yeah, you can't hold these companies responsible for, knowing whether or not they're buying goods that were made by slaves. The case had been twice dismissed at an early stage before being reviewed by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit when the case was argued in December. So basically a bunch of courts basically agreed with the Supreme Court on this. The only one that took it up was the Ninth Circuit. Then President Donald Trump administration backed Nestle and Cargill. Of course they did. The argument of the group from Mali is that Minneapolis-based Cargill and American arm of Switzerland-based Nestle, quote, aided and abetted their slavery as children by, among other things, by buying cocoa beans from farms that use child labor. The group sued, seeking to bring a class action lawsuit on behalf of themselves and who they say are thousands of other former child slaves. So, you got a group suing Nestle and Cargill for doing child slavery, and the U.S. Supreme Court and many other courts as well basically decided, whatever, that's fine. This article sucks because it doesn't say who 8-1 in favor. Maybe the link will tell me. All right, who's the one that voted against it? Man, these things are bullshit. All right, where's the vote? This is the decision. Because one of your faves definitely voted in favor of slavery here. Is that at the bottom? Alito said something. God. Was it a dissent written? It didn't mention in the article, but that was kind of a shit article. Or Nestle votes. All right, SCOTUS blog might have it. They're actually pretty good. Only Alito was against. Huh, interesting. Weird. Alito dissented. He acknowledged Thomas and Gorsuch make strong arguments. So all of your faves did it, and your fucking enemy voted against it. What? Thomas and Gorsuch make strong arguments that federal courts should never recognize new claims under ATS. That's the alien TS. Alien tort statute. Basically means that people who are not American citizens can sue, and sue American companies, whatever. Thomas and Gorsuch make strong arguments that federal courts should never recognize new claims under ATS. He concluded that the court should not address that question here because the companies did not raise it. Instead, he would have rejected the company's contention that they cannot be sued and would have sent the case back to a lower court for further proceedings. The lower court that had already ruled was the Ninth Circuit. So the only person that didn't vote, that was essentially against, U.S. companies buying goods that were made by slaves, was Samuel effing Alito. Incredible. So your suitors and your not suitors, your Kagans and your Sotomayors, they voted for. That's the sort of thing that I really want to bring up here. All your faves voted for this. All your faves voted in favor of child slavery. Yeah, I know, right? Holy shit. Yeah, I should just look at SCOTUS blog on these things instead of Politico. What am I doing? Here's a kind of crazy story, just to kind of change directions quite dramatically. New York Times has outed Tucker Carlson, who attacks journalists as cringing animals, as a top anonymous source for the media. This is wild to me. With progressives like this, who needs conservatives, right? Well, let's talk about conservatives for a minute. This is wild to me. All Tucker Carlson ever does on his basically white supremacist television show is talk about how the U.S. media is garbage. And here he is, of course, feeding the U.S. media stories. But it's never good enough, obviously, because he's always going to be, feeding this stuff to them on the down low. This is from 3 hours ago, actually. New York Times has outed Fox News host Tucker Carlson as a frequent anonymous source of information to the media, which he regularly insults and denounces on his show. That's basically, that's a good sentence right there. That's a good opener. Yeah, he is right. What's wrong with media? Carlson in his show frequently criticizes journalists whom he often identifies by name and portrays as part of a liberal plot to discredit former President Donald Trump and his supporters. The attacks have provoked waves of threats and harassment against journalists. Yeah. Oh, of course he's not always right. I know what you mean. He recently described journalists at large as, quote, cringing animals who are not worthy of respect. So all he does is just poison the well on me. And again, media should be critiqued. Media should be questioned, and sources should be asked for, of course. But when you have somebody who basically makes the assertion that these these entities, which I don't often think that a lot of press is worthy of respect. I mean, that's kind of somewhat right, but however, like, the reasons for that are structural, not necessarily individual to journalists, if that makes sense. But in the Sunday article, the Times media columnist Ben Smith wrote that it was a, quote, open secret in Washington that Carlson frequently shared gossip and information with news outlets. Several journalists at non-Times organization told Smith about information Carlson had relayed to them, including unflattering stories about Trump and information about the internal politics of Fox News. Wait a minute, he's leaking, like, he's like a mole? Like, is he a double agent? Is he like, what? Fox did not immediately respond to request for comment from Insider. Quote, in Trump's Washington, Tucker Carlson is a primary super secret source. Ben Smith quoted Michael Wolff, the author of 2 exposés about the Trump White House, as writing in an upcoming book. I know this because I know what he has told me, and I can track his exquisite, too good not to be true gossip through unsourced reports, and it often emerges into accepted wisdom. Corporate, yeah, of course, and that's always been G. Wolf, like the kind of wildest part about all of this Tucker Carlson shit is that he is always doing this, like, really weird and sort of unhinged critique of corporate media, and he's doing that through corporate media. Like, it is not just any corporate media, but like the biggest one, right? Fox News is the biggest corporate media outlet that there is, and they're going to try and critique corporate media as being corporate while they're the biggest and the most corporatist. It's so funny. It's like a such a bad faith assertion that it sort of overwhelms most people. And it's so confident in how they put it forward that you kind of it just kind of beats people back down. Carlson status as media industry insider. They're having a 70+ demo on lock, and they've had that for a long time. I mean, they've had the olds, I guess you could say, on lock. I mean, for a very, very long time. And I mean, where I live, not every bar, but most bars, a lot of hotels and restaurants, if they have TV on now, it's usually Fox News. Carlson's status as a media industry insider has, as portrayed by Smith, clashes with his image of cultivated, tireless baiter and opponent of liberal elites. He was one of the key media voices in Trump's political movement, with the former president frequently consulting him for advice. That's wild. Recent weeks, he has veered even further into conspiratorial thinking, fringe of the far right, pushing the white nationalist great replacement conspiracy theory, literal Nazi shit, claiming the January 6th Capitol riot was part of an FBI plot and seeking to undermine faith in COVID-19 vaccines. And the New York Times was taking him as a source. Awesome. All right. We talked a little bit about this last week, briefly on Tuesday. There was a ProPublica report on, and again, I want to preface this and say, this is a symptom. This isn't the problem. This is representative of the problem, and it reflects like the power dynamics that exist in the society. Like I want to be very, very upfront with that on the front end, that we are like the taxes that millionaires and billionaires pay, of course, in a society where they wield all the power, is going to be a proportionally significantly lower burden on millionaires and billionaires. That doesn't mean it's not worth considering. That doesn't make me like a rad lib or a sock dem or whatever for bringing this up. Just to be very, very clear about it, it's worth giving this attention, if for no other reason that it highlights the structural inequalities, at least on the back end of essentially the American political system. And then two, it's a pretty strong animating factor, or it can be a strong animating factor for people going forward. For example, like, first off, vilifying the millionaires and the billionaires. Yeah, this is the example. Vilifying the millionaires and the billionaires, like Bernie Sanders has made a career out of. AOC, Occupy Wall Street, even, which was, a limited movement, in terms of, like, I don't want to be like too critical here, but like in terms of like the narrative that was created, and I'm not trying to like overstate the power of narratives, but it at least it changed some political dynamics. So I just wanted to set that up. I wanted to set that up. But Bernie's a millionaire. Oh boy. He's a senator, of course he's a millionaire. Every senator's a millionaire. But anyway, I just wanted to set that up before we watch this, because it's about the report that ProPublica just recently released on just how little of a tax, or a little of like a contribution even to our society, you can call it, millionaires and billionaires actually give proportionally to like normal people. Now, like, the way you make this argument needs to be in pretty flat terms, but this is more instructive for like people who are already kind of engaged, and that's sort of a lot of what Second Thought does. Just wanted to get that all out there in the front. Action, Matt Bors. All right, let's get started.
This episode and others like it are made possible by the generous support of my patrons on Patreon. If you'd like to help support my channel, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/secondthought. Nobody likes paying taxes. I think that's something we can all agree upon, regardless of political beliefs. But as unpleasant as it may be, taxes are the price we pay for living in a functioning society, at least at this point in history. Our taxes pay for roads, schools, fire departments, and public transportation. Of course, American taxes are exceptionally low compared to other countries, and our public resources suffer because of it. Our infrastructure is outdated and fragile, our public transportation nearly non-existent, not to mention the fact that we are the only—
Let me just swing that back on the infrastructure point, too. Like, at the top of the show, I sort of reported, to my own horror, way to start the week, Jeff, that there was 13, deaths in the tropical depression, tropical storm Claudette. It had to have at some point been a tropical storm, because it wouldn't have a name if it wasn't, blah, 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 blah. But one of the things, because it happened largely, 8 kids died. Oh my God, it was horrible, right? One of the things that could prevent those kinds of car accidents, even in a hurricane sort of situation or a tropical depression sort of situation, is good road infrastructure that drains or is raised so that it's less horribly dangerous. Just wanted to throw that out there as a sort of general point, Like, lives are literally at stake in this whole situation.
Industrialized nation without some form of universal healthcare. Believe it or not,
universal healthcare, obviously, like the urgency of this is actually pretty strong, considering that if we do want to have a Medicare for all, we do need to have money, like some level of, I mean, the MMT idea could work. I think that even if it can, it's like so far away from like the mainstream at this point that it'll take a while to get there. Not to reject it completely. I'm not enough of an expert on like economics to come down one side or another, but like in order to do good stuff right now, at least in the way that we currently run everything, we're gonna need tax money to fund that stuff. And yes, we can obviously divert a lot of the money that we have from the various and sundry military, expeditions, campaigns, boondoggles, bases, and everything else that we have. We could definitely use a lot fewer aircraft carriers in the world, for sure. Just throwing that part out there too. However, the wealthy still pay significantly less in taxes, and it's not the reason for the inequality that we have. It's a reflection of it. Just there you go.
People who pay more in taxes in our peer nations end up saving money because things like healthcare, which is incredibly expensive in the US, are free in their countries. But this episode isn't about taxation in general. It's about one specific report that reveals just how little the country's richest people pay in taxes. Spoiler alert, it's way less than you pay. Recently, the independent nonprofit news outlet ProPublica released a stunning report titled The Secret IRS Files, in which they reveal the means by which the ultra-wealthy pay next to nothing in taxes, as well as their effective tax rates based on how much they pay compared to the growth of their wealth. For example, Jeff Bezos, the richest person on Earth, paid a true tax rate of 0.98% between 2014 and 2018, despite his wealth growing by nearly $100 billion in that period. The average American pays a rate of 14.6%. So the richest...
Did you hear that?
18. Despite his wealth, for example, Jeff Bezos, the richest person on Earth, paid a true tax rate of 0.98% between 2014 and 2018.
Less than 1/10. Well, I'm sorry, 0.98, less than 1%. Round it up, it's like 1% taxes. Wait, 0.98%.
Despite his wealth growing by nearly $100 billion in that period, the average American pays a rate of 14.6%. So the richest man on the planet, who is currently worth over $190 billion, enjoys a tax rate that is 15 times lower than the average American, who earns in their entire lifetime less than what Bezos accumulates in just 15 minutes. Now, there are plenty of weird finance bros who will jump to defend the billionaires by saying things like, look, they're not doing anything illegal. Unrealized gains on things like stocks aren't taxed until you sell. Despite missing the point a little bit, these people are mostly correct. Billionaires like Bezos, Musk, and Buffett, while generally getting up to some shady tax practices, are at least mostly operating within the confines of the law. They simply take advantage of the way the system is set up to exploit their vast riches, live an obscenely lavish lifestyle, and pay essentially nothing in taxes.
Yeah, that's another key point too. Like they're doing nothing illegal. Like when Warren Buffett says that he would, and I'm not like trying to like do the lib thing where like people canonize Warren Buffett or whatever the fuck because he said one time that he should pay less in tax. He shouldn't pay less in tax than the secretary. Yeah, sure. But like, regardless of that, he's not exactly pushing for that in any kind of material way. He's not throwing money into like the wealthy kind of a scheme because it's materially opposed to his interests, right? And while that structure currently exists, he's not gonna push against it. Warren Buffett isn't doing mutual aid, right? Oh boy, do we want to get in the mutual aid conversation again? I'm not so sure. It's probably worse when you figure out how much the government pays him. I think that's factored in G-Wolf, I think that's factored into the tax rate. Who deleted her account? Who did? No. Oh, Catherine Liu. Oh, I'm not a Catherine hater, but like that was a pretty bad take. I don't think people should get like knocked out of Twitter and stuff like that. Maybe that's my bad take of the day. Anyway,
I'll let ProPublica take the stage for a minute. Here's their short video explaining exactly how these oligarchs exploit the system.
Some of the very richest Americans pay little in taxes compared with how fast their fortunes grow each year. How?
Yeah, I mean, to get into the mutual aid thing, like one of the things, and I'm in DSA New Orleans, like we figured out fairly quickly, because we started doing the brake light clinics here in terms of like an early project to do mutual aid. And maybe I should write something about this, or maybe somebody else who's smarter than me should. But one of the things that we learned, and I'm kind of talking a little bit out my own ass here, but we learned that it was a good opportunity doing the brake light clinics, which is definitely mutual aid, to sort of like, one, build relationships with the community, one. Two, a lot of people that come into DSA want to get plugged into a project like almost immediately, and mutual aid is the easiest one next to like electoral stuff, which we don't have a lot of in New Orleans right now. Mutual aid is the easiest one to plug somebody new into. And then three, it builds experience in terms of how to like develop new leaders and have them bottom line new projects. So, I mean, like the mutual aid thing, like I understand the critique of like saying if you're just doing mutual aid for, with nothing else sort of like connected to it, then it's charity, sure. However, there is other stuff connected to it, is my sort of take. There always kind of is. Organizing these kinds of events it takes a certain amount of capacity. And it takes a lot of, and it builds experience, it builds relationships. It's, I'm in favor of it. However, I do think, and I think Kenzo brought this point up, that a lot of like Black churches specifically are very good with things like mutual aid. And one of the things that groups like DSA can do can like almost put a multiplier in building those relationships is partnering with these Black churches to do mutual aid projects. I mean, if there is something that Black church is doing, and I don't mean it in the sense that DSA would take it over like a bunch of like weirdos, but like if there's a food distribution situation, that a local church, this is just a random example, if there's food distribution that a church or a mosque or something else is putting on, there's no reason why DSA can't volunteer in an organized way to build the capacity of that. That sort of like ticks all of those boxes that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, tangent over. You believe separation of church and state, but that doesn't have anything to do. Yeah, of course not. And like, again, the tangent not over. One of the, and I'm not a religious person, right? But like one of the things that has been a huge organizing, base, I guess you could say, nexus, center of gravity, has been, centers of the community, which are often churches, So there you go. Now tangent over.
They use a tax strategy known as buy, borrow, die. It's like the ultra wealthy are living on another planet. Average people need income to pay for basics like housing and food. But the ultra wealthy don't. They can just live on borrowed cash. Step
This video
1,
is
buy.
adorable.
The ultra wealthy buy an asset or build a company or inherit a fortune. As long as they don't sell, they owe no taxes. They keep their income as low as possible since every dollar they earn can be taxed. Step 2, borrow. They borrow against their holdings and the bank gives them a really good deal.
I'll loan you $10 million with only 3% interest. But if you take a $10 million salary from your company, you'll owe almost 37% to the IRS.
So the ultra wealthy use loan money to fund their lifestyles. That's how a billionaire
That
can
is
live the
crazy.
most luxurious life imaginable while reporting little to no taxable income. Step 3, die. When they die, these lucky few often use complicated trusts and philanthropic foundations to avoid the estate tax. And their heirs can inherit stocks and other
moving,
assets.
like it's literally
taxed.
just moving money around. Can you skip to step 3? Yeah. Just go straight to die.
Free. A new generation is ultra wealthy and the cycle starts all over again.
When it's laid out simply like that, without all the intentionally dense tax language and obfuscation, it becomes clear how absurd the whole thing is.
Class
The
suicide.
fact that Warren Buffett can pay a tax rate of 0.1% is insane. This is a trend that has been worsening for years. Since the 1950s, and accelerating since the 1980s, tax rates among the wealthy and corporations have fallen precipitously, largely because of the misguided American belief in trickle-down economics, and the increasing power of the wealthy as government officials have become.
Reaganomics. But Reagan gets a lot of the blame/credit for that sort of framework of the trickle down. However, that was trickle up economics. Yeah. Well, I mean, we need to invest in communities. We need a public and we need to invest in public projects for sure. That is literally the antithesis of the prevailing, what we call, well, yes and no. I think neoliberalism precedes Reaganomics. When it came, the one thing, because we actually had this conversation with Harvey K, and he sort of started me down this road. And by the way, Dan, if you haven't ever talked to Harvey K, I can connect y'all. He's a great dude. But one of the things that he did to start us down this road is he basically, and I sort of knew this a little bit intuitively, I guess you could say, but never really sort of put a point. When I did read read Zinn a million years ago, that was when it sort of first kind of dawned on me. But the idea of individualism as virtue as opposed to a common virtue. One of the big sort of moments for that was when Jimmy Carter, during the gas shortage, started urging Americans to, instead of turning the the heater on, because it was winter at the time and it was shortage of fuel because of the U.S.'s imperialism and conflicts with places like Iran. Part of that was basically making it incumbent upon individuals to wear a sweater at home instead of turning the heat on. Now, did they actually do that? No, but it created this sort of internal morality that was sort of pushed by the president of the United States to say that is your job as an individual, not the job of our system. It's your job as an individual to fight this problem. And, it's something that pushed forward in things when you think about when people talk about their carbon footprint, the idea of a carbon footprint, where individuals need to recycle or whatever to reduce their carbon footprint so they have less of an impact as an individual on climate change. That is the exact same type of ideology. It totally misdirects. It totally, and I'm not saying have a huge carbon footprint. That's not necessarily what I'm saying here, but like it's taking the onus off of corporations and the largest polluters in a ecological sense, and putting it on individuals and having individuals moral feel a moral imperative to do good, to go to heaven rather than go to hell. You know what I mean? Yeah, individual versus community. Yeah, collective. I would use the word collective instead of communal here. But yeah, same idea. Yeah, they moved it to climate change without missing a beat. Yeah, it boils down to morality. Those who are powerless do it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the least there's nothing weaker than individuals, and the idea. Well, what it ends up doing is it misdirects, right? Yeah, it's victim blaming. It's 100% victim blaming. It takes and what it does is also it's a solution that is not this. It is a depoliticizing solution, if you know what I mean. Like what ends up happening is, oh, I recycle. The problem is all those motherfuckers that don't recycle. They're the problem, and it gives people some kind of an internalized sense of moral superiority that they can sort of wield against others, when obviously like it essentially gets the working class squabbling with itself, as opposed to where focusing on where the emphasis should be, which is of course the government and the wealthy and the ruling class. I mean, that's what the laser focus has to be. And if it's not that, then we're just totally fucked. Like it is a incredibly powerful and useful. Well, it's not just punching down. Like it's got the working class punching at each other, like members of the working class beating the shit out of one another because of these moral these moral sort of pushes that the ruling class puts on us. And I'm not saying don't recycle or whatever. Don't get that part twisted. I'm saying that the reason, or like there's no morality in it, I guess you could say. Like it's only like if it makes you feel good, then do it. Don't judge other people based on whether or not they do it, because like it literally doesn't do anything for you. Yeah, distracting the mass is important, exactly. And it's 100% victim blaming, but like it is extremely abusive. Like if you want to think about it in like manipulation type terms,
become more and more dependent on corporate donations. What we're seeing now, and what the ProPublica report has revealed, is the result of these regressive tax policies. Thanks to his obscene wealth on paper and the ability to avoid taxation by simply accumulating and not selling, Jeff Bezos has access to functionally limitless amounts of money through generous loans. It's how he was able to buy a custom $500 million super yacht, which is so big it comes with a smaller support yacht, complete with its own helipad. When the weird online billionaire defenders say things like, they're not actually that rich, it's mostly on paper, ask them how he can afford a $500 million yacht, or 5 full floors of luxury New York City apartments, which he plans to combine into a single 17,000 square foot mega condo, or the rest of his $500 million real estate portfolio. If someone can buy all these things, yes, they're that rich. They're just not using their own money to do it.
And it exists while people live under bridges and starve to death as well. Like that's the other sort of like fucked like part of this. The fact that people can live in this utter opulence and excess while people literally starve and die. People who work harder than Jeff Bezos, by the way. Which shouldn't matter, by the way. Like the idea of morality embodied in work is also like, I mean, that's a old time, like, sorry to the Protestants out there, but that is a American Protestant idea. Not just American, but like very strongly Protestant. You want a maximum wage? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like something, 100% tax rate over X amount of assets, a wealth tax. I mean, wealth tax, literally a wealth tax, which we don't have in America, because if we taxed wealth, which that would actually have something on this, you wouldn't be able to do all these workarounds.
They're using the loans they can get because of their tremendous portfolio of assets. Many of the ultra-wealthy have adopted a new habit of claiming they support higher taxes on the rich. This is a great bit of PR, because it costs them nothing to say it. And all the while, they're lobbying behind the scenes to make sure their taxes stay as low as possible. That's the main problem with the system as it exists today. It's not that the US desperately needs tax revenue from the rich, though it would help. It's the fact that these oligarchs can effectively steer the government themselves, without ever having to be elected or be seen supporting one team or the other. And that's the secret. There's really only one team. They may wear different colors, but Democrats and Republicans share the goal of maintaining the status quo.
I mean, don't get that twisted either, though, Dan. They give tons of money to both Republicans and Democrats. But yeah, you're right. It doesn't, I mean, if he when he decides, look at his, sorry, I did not give the Twitter warning, the trigger warning for Ted Cruz. But look at this motherfucker's boots. Look at this absolute, hold on a second. What the fuck? Does he have like the Senate seal on his boots? What the fuck is wrong with this weird, what are those? Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry I like paused on Ted Cruz and like, you know, when I talked about 13 deaths this morning, I thought I had ruined everybody's morning, but then I posted a picture of Ted Cruz and paused it on there with his fucking Senate seal boots. What the hell? Holy shit. What the fuck's going on here?
Whoa, which leads to further enrichment of the already rich and powerful, the continued worsening of inequality, and the lining of their own pockets thanks to eye-watering corporate donations. There's a quote by Julius Nyerere, the first president of Tanzania, that sums up American politics pretty well. He said, "The United States is also a one-party state, but with typical American extravagance, they have two of them. What we have today is a corporate duopoly. Two parties that claim to have vastly different politics, but that have
highlighting. This is actually a video that they did prior, but they take the similar line of Carter as being the first officially neoliberal president. Now, a lot of the real heads out there would go so far as to say that Kennedy was that person. I don't know specifics on that, but I'm interested. I know that obviously Kennedy was a huge Cold Warrior, but I just don't have the context for that, but it sounds intuitively correct.
proven time and again that all they really care about is corporate interests. For example, Biden ran on being different from his predecessor, but deportations have increased, we still have kids in cages, police budgets have increased, the military budget has increased, and the corporate tax rates will remain the same. Materially, there is next to no difference between Republicans and Democrats, because they both receive funding from the same giant corporate interests. The Democrats would have you believe
Matt
that
Crispin would say essentially you have like the ones that essentially want to, like basically you have like two flavors of the ruling class. You have the ones that are completely like that do and say whatever they want and they don't care about anything else, which is the Republicans, the ones that often have not gone to what he calls it finishing school, which is college. And And then he has the sort of like ones that have gone to college and who have like learned all the rules and, studied about, inequality and specifically things like racism. And they've basically decided that they're going to be the polite ones in this sort of like, it's like the Iron Gauntlet and the Velvet Glove. The Republicans are the gauntlet and the Democrats are the glove. But they're still working together to do the same shit.
They represent progressive policies. But when the ProPublica report came out, can you guess what their reaction was? It wasn't to launch an investigation into the state of taxation and corporate power. It was to launch an investigation into how ProPublica got a hold of their information. Then, of course,
how did this information get out? How did they? They're onto us. They're onto us.
You have the Republicans being authoritarian as usual, with Mitch McConnell saying, "Whoever did this ought to be hunted down and thrown in jail." Think about it. The people who represent us are concerned not with the fact that the richest people on Earth can pay nothing in taxes, but that those incredibly powerful people had their taxes leaked. Government officials don't care about normal people. They are bought and paid for by the very richest people and massive multinational corporations. The ultra-wealthy enjoy access to a completely different system than the rest of us. Most normal people receive an hourly wage or a salary. We're paid for our labor, and a cut of that money goes to the IRS in the form of taxes. If you've ever wondered why people like Elon Musk receive a fairly small salary, it's not because they're being self-aware or giving more to their workers, it's because they'd rather be compensated in ways that aren't taxable. Like we saw in the ProPublica explainer, instead of receiving a $10 million salary and paying 37% tax on it, the rich can just accumulate stock and borrow against it at a tiny interest rate, thus exempting them from the taxes the little people have to pay. The deification of oligarchs is fairly new in America. These days, you have people working 70 hours a week, making $30,000 a year, who will rabidly defend billionaires, because for some bizarre reason, they think they'll be rich one day too. This hyper-individualist bootstraps mentality has completely destroyed class consciousness in America. In the past,
literally, like what they just said. I'm not sure what the pronouns that second thought use what it's a fault today. Like literally just make like the one bootstraps the work kind of like isolation. And then, like I said before, the sort of moral isolation, which is like they go hand in hand, they go hand in hand.
Mentality
To destroy
has
class consciousness, to be clear.
Completely destroyed class consciousness in America. In the past, the very rich were looked upon with suspicion and often hatred, and rightly so. Then, as now, the ultra-rich accumulated their wealth.
Imagine not hating a billionaire, by the way. Imagine not hating every billionaire.
Through the exploitation of others. During the Civil War, the rich had to disclose their income and tax payments. For example, in 1865, the annual income of moguls like William Astor and Cornelius Vanderbilt was published in the New York Times. Why? Because the public deserved to know what these people were making, especially because it was the American workers doing the labor that enriched those who owned the means of production. Unsurprisingly, these oligarchs used their massive wealth to force a repeal of the wartime tax law shortly after the war ended. Fast forward to today, and billionaires are nearly untouchable.
Look at his dumb chuckle.
We can't tax them, we can't criticize them because they're, quote, job producers. We're indoctrinated to hold them in high regard simply because of their massive wealth. So what can we do? How can we make the radical changes necessary to fix the absurd money problems this country faces? One thing is certain. Electoralism isn't enough. People will say, call your representatives, vote for progressive politicians, make your voice heard. Except those in power don't listen to what the people want. We have mountains of data that shows the only opinions that matter are those of corporate donors.
And I'm glad that they're going in this direction as well, because like that's what I was, trying to sort of diffuse on the front end of this conversation, is that like it's not just an electoral question, though there is an electoral component to class war, which I always say it's a necessary. Robert and I say this a lot. It's a necessary front in the class war that you cannot leave unmanned, to be a little bit like a little gendered about it, I guess you could say, but like I don't mean to be. It's a front in the class war that has to be attended to. Can it be the most effective? Probably, at least at this point, no, but you got to play defense. You got to do rear guard action. You need to make sure that you're not getting killed there. However, the answer is, labor organizing, mostly community organizing through churches and things like that, groups like DSA. And there will have to be a component of mutual aid.
The only thing in this country that is truly bipartisan is the desire to maintain the
Paris. Like I said before, though, I am sensitive to the critique that mutual aid is, it has to be in service of those other things. Like mutual aid can be strike aid, even, if you know what I mean. Like these things overlap.
Parasitic economic status quo in order to further line the pockets of the wealthy and powerful. Historically, the only thing that has kept these people in check has been fear. Now, for any alphabet agencies monitoring my videos, I am not advocating for violence. I'm simply stating a historical fact that the only times we've seen real, radical change have been in societies where normal people get so fed up with the status quo that they took matters into their own hands. Up until recently, I would have said any kind of mass popular uprising was highly unlikely in the US. But given what we've seen in the past year and a half, the strikes, protests, riots, and so on, it's become apparent that public sentiment seems to be shifting slightly away from electoral politics and towards a populist anger at those who control the levers of power. The critical missing piece, the bit that's been absent in the US for the last 100 years, is class consciousness. We're still very much in a sort of cultural identity politics tug-of-war between Republican and Democratic voter bases. But I think people are finally beginning to rediscover the strong American tradition of class solidarity and mass organization. The ProPublica report is just the latest bit of fuel for the fire. Slowly but surely, average Americans are beginning to wake up to the fact that they've been given a raw deal.
All right. So let's look at Jeff Bezos's mega yacht. But why I'm going to start the video. Prepare to like rage at this one. I'm going to start this video. I'll be right back.
When I was shopping around for yachts, I did consider having one built just for me. There's just something about cruising the seas in a boat that you had a hand in making yourself, and it speaks to your tastes in a way a ready-made yacht just can't. And so that's exactly what I did. And it seems Jeff Bezos felt the same way too. The Amazon founder just commissioned a 417-foot or 127-meter yacht for an insane $500 million, and it will undoubtedly be one of the most luxurious yachts the world has ever seen. And as if that wasn't enough, the mega yacht comes with a second, smaller support yacht with its own helipad. Because why not? Welcome back to the channel. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an upload from us. Until now, Bezos has been rumored to travel exclusively on his Flying Fox yacht, or been spotted relaxing on yachts belonging to his famous friends like David Geffen or Diana Van Furstenberg. The Flying Fox is the 14th largest sailing yacht in the world. It is built by Larson and contains spas, a 40-foot pool, 36 guest cabins, and 54 crew members. Now, after announcing his plans to step down as Amazon's CEO in the third quarter of 2021, I think it's safe to assume Bezos is looking for some quiet time on the open seas to relax after having built his company from the ground up. After 27 years of heading the retail giant, he's handing over the reins to Andy Jassy, the head of Amazon's computing division, who's been around pretty much since the company was founded. This yacht, which has yet to be officially named, will most likely be his second yacht. The yacht is 417 feet long, spanning several decks, and it will boast three enormous masts. Across its decks, you can expect sprawling lounges, snazzy bars, huge swimming pools, and enough entertainment to last you at least a year. The vessel is one of the largest sailing yachts ever built in the Netherlands, the unofficial capital of boat building for the uber-rich. It is being made by Ocean Co., which is no stranger to breaking records in the world of super yachts. Their most impressive delivery to date was the 350-foot Black Pearl yacht in 2018, characterized by its 229-foot tall carbon masts. The interiors will be a haven of tranquility and relaxation, no doubt. But I also wonder what this
shit. That looks like something in a video game. Like, who needs this? 229-foot carbon masts. Ready-made yacht is a terrible sentence, right? You just like open the box and there's a yacht in it. Ay.
Bizarre billionaire things we can expect to see on board. You see yachts with wine cellars, theaters, submarines, and even missile defense systems. The Amazon founder might not.
Yeah, I want a yacht with an iron dome, baby. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Need security that extreme, but it couldn't hurt. Besides, it's 417 feet long, which means there's a lot of space to work with.
It tells you that the billionaires, like the fact that that's possible, or it's like considered a feature, is like indicative of like these motherfuckers know, like as soon as class consciousness happens, like they're gonna need that. So like they're definitely still afraid of the idea of class consciousness. That's why they throw everything that they possibly can to prevent it from happening. So that's always a nice like reminder that they're scared.
We could be looking at a few bowling alleys or maybe a mini Amazon warehouse. The yacht is currently under the name Project Y721, and it has been a closely guarded secret. Well, until now. Project Y721 also includes a support boat with its own helipad, since the main vessel cannot have one thanks to the masts. The helipad, it seems, is
God damn it, I can't have a helipad on my thing because I have giant carbon masts on it. 229-foot carbon mast. I can't do it. God, I just have to get another bigger yacht with a helipad. That's the answer. That's the solution.
Addition purely for his girlfriend, Lauren Sanchez, who's also a helicopter pilot. And Bezos himself has been taking flying lessons. It was odd at the time because Bezos apparently loathed helicopters, but he probably decided to give it a try so he could fly with his girlfriend. He's also going to have to worry about operating costs for the ship, which will average about $60 million a year. But that's pocket change to a man with a net just shy of $200 billion. And in any case, it's the tiniest fraction of the $75 billion he made in the year 2020 alone. The yacht was apparently commissioned by him 2 years ago, somewhere around
buy that shit on credit. He's gonna get a fucking loan to buy the $600 million yacht or whatever, because that's how it works.
The time he separated from his wife, Mackenzie Scott. And the yacht construction industry has only boomed since then, thanks in part to the global pandemic. The number of transactions in recent quarters has been record-breaking. With galas canceled and land borders closed, yachting suddenly became the best option for private, socially distanced entertainment and a good way to escape from the prying eyes of the public. This influx of orders has definitely toppled over the yachting industry.
People are fucking like for the past year, or at least for big chunks of it, people have been like setting up shop in their home and not talking into anyone, not getting anywhere near them. And these motherfuckers just like, you know what? Let's just get some yachts and let's just go fucking hit the high seas. Why the hell not? Like, yeah, God, this is like this is like the like modern Robin Leach or something like that. It's kind of incredible. King Luxury is the website. Okay, this guy is just sort of like so like, wow, that's quaint. Like a missile defense system on a yacht. That's something, isn't it?
There is enthusiasm on the owner's part. Not that Jeff Bezos needed it. But owning a yacht is a sign of surging fortunes, and who wouldn't like to flaunt it? And if the Flying Fox is any indication, this one's going to spare no expense. Bezos' first yacht boasts the works of contemporary interior designer Mark Berryman. Dark wood and warm tones make the sprawling space look intimate, and pops of azure give the room character. A 13,000 square foot spa extends the two decks of the yacht. And once you see the master suite in the Flying Fox, you'll wonder how on earth Project 721 could ever beat that. The 328 square foot master suite spans the entire top deck and includes a dedicated salon, a gas fire pit, and a private jacuzzi. There's no better way to enjoy the open seas. Well, you could also enjoy it with your guests in the outdoor barbecue area, which contain 5 types of ovens and 2 teppanyaki grills. Probably the only way the Flying Fox surpasses Project Y721 is the Flying Fox has 2 helipads instead of 1. Project Y yacht to be owned by a private...
You know what's better than a helipad? You know what's better than one helipad? fucking 2 helipads. You know what? I cannot get a helipad on one of my yachts because I have 229-foot carbon masts on it. So, that's a real bummer. I've got a solution. I'll get a super yacht for $500 million that's got 2 helipads on it. How you like me now?
Of an individual, Yacht A, which belongs to Andrei Melnichenko, spans an impressive 469 feet with 328-foot tall masts and 8 decks. There's a biometric scanner to enter the master suite. The yacht also has an opulent lounge with floor-to-ceiling windows, and there's even an underwater observation area. Jeff Bezos' new yacht could very well draw inspiration from the best of all the billionaire yachts. There could be an underwater observation pod for when he wants to unwind and look at fishes swimming about. There could be a wine cellar with a lounge that's perfect for enjoying sunsets. It could be an entire mansion all for himself, or be curated purely to entertain. The possibilities are endless. Bloomberg journalist Brad Stone even talks about the new ship in his upcoming book, Amazon Unbound, which is all about Jeff Bezos. In it, he writes how the Project Y721 yacht will play a central role in the billionaire's life as he steps back from his role as CEO, writing, quote, "What did the future hold for their founder? At least part of the answer to that could be found in the shipyards of the Dutch custom yacht builder Ocean Co." His book also states that upon completion, it will be one of the finest sailing yachts in existence. That is some high praise. So far, that's all anybody knows about the yacht. It is scheduled to come out sometime next month, which means it won't be long until we get an inside look. What do you think will be on that yacht? Your guess is as good as mine. Put it down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button and check out more like it on the King Luxury channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
So this one says it's $400 million. It's a different video from the same thing. Wild. All right. Oh, there's a bow, like a fresh, brand new bow, the 5th column. Let's check that out. Let's change gears dramatically, really quickly.
Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we're going to talk about my uncle.
If you're ever going to become a billionaire, you're going to build a submarine and hunt yachts. Nice.
And what we can learn from him. And it's kind of fitting because he's very much a storyteller. Everything was a learning experience. Everything a moment to impart some kind of knowledge. Funny guy, too. Sometime before I was born.
Hey, it's not my yacht. It's Jeff Bezos' yacht, not my yacht. Hey, let's be God, it's so weird that I have the same name as Jeff Bezos, isn't it?
He lost his finger. Anytime you'd ask him, he would tell you a different story. Alligator, rabbit, raccoon, air conditioner. To this day, I have no idea how he lost it. But there was always a story. And it always had a point. He listened to everything that went on around him. I wound up learning more about the ways and traditions of the native side of my family from him than I did just about anybody else because he paid attention. Also learned how to run irrigation from him. Now, at the same time, he was using me as child labor, but because of that, I wound up learning a whole lot about how to run irrigation. Very much an adventurer in a lot of ways. He was in the Navy. I know he took off to the Philippines to expatriate. And I also know he came back quickly because he had an issue with some of the local elements there, and he needed to get on a plane. 3 daughters, 2 my age roughly, and 1 that's like 11 or 12. Very, very interesting man. But again, everything with him was a learning experience. I learned a lot from him over the years, and I'm hoping today you can too. We lost him over the weekend to COVID.
Baby, I'm so excited.
It's not over.
I think I know what.
Go get vaccinated. If you have questions, ask them in the comment section. There will be people who will direct you to the answers to your questions. Most of the stuff out there that is kind of discouraging people from getting vaccinated, well, it's not grounded in reality. This will go on. We will continue to lose people until we reach that threshold. And even then, there will still be some. There's no reason for it to be you. Go get vaccinated. It doesn't take long. It's pretty, well, I don't want to say it's painless because that second shot, yeah, it hurt my arm. But
I forgive you, Watermelon.
It's over with pretty quickly. So it might be worth taking a moment.
I mean, I got vaccinated probably like, 3 months ago now? Yeah. It like feels like a long time ago. I was super sick after the first one. After the second one, rather. Like I had like 12 hours where I was like shivering and shaking. But like after that, the next day, like I don't know, like a Friday or something like that, felt horrible on Saturday, and I felt like $1 million on Sunday. So there you go. It's all good. It's all good, Watermelon Pickle. You know I still love you. You know I still love you, buddy. So people keep telling me I need to watch Darman videos. Have y'all watched these? Like, these are kind of wild. Like, they're like, well, like let me just read some of the titles. They're great. Darman, wait. Mom calls cops on Mexican neighbors. She instantly regrets it. Or 16-year-old gets stranded. What happens next is shocking. It's got like old Upworthy titles half the time. He's actually kind of prolific in terms of a release schedule too. Like, holy shit, it's like a new video every fucking day. Anyway, I hear these are hilarious. Let's take a look.
Hey. Heard we have a new neighbor?
Are they inside?
Ooh.
The new homeowners, silly.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm Hector. Nice to meet you.
It premieres in 9 hours.
How do I say this in Spanish?
And we both need to be really careful. There's just something suspicious.
Oh, it's a trailer. What? He's doing trailers now? All right. 16-year-old gets stranded. What happens next?
We're heading to the festival, Dad. See you in a few days.
Hey, hold on. Excuse me.
God,
Aren't you forgetting something?
I don't think so. What?
A hug, maybe?
Oh, that was cute. I'm not 10 years old anymore, Dad. Stop embarrassing me in front of my friends. Come on.
Oh, hey, your car keys. Pretty sure you need these.
The acting is so bad.
Oh, and hey, I packed some emergency supplies for you girls to take on your road trip. Look, a portable charger in case your phone dies. Gas canister in case you run out of gas. First aid kit and jumper cables in case you want.
We don't need all this. We'll be fine.
Dad!
Honey, there's a lot that can happen on a long drive, so it's best to always be prepared. With this, car jack and lug wrench to change a tire. I checked your car and I didn't see these in there. Also, protein bars in case you guys get hungry.
Stop!
God, this is the most annoying fucking dad I've ever seen. Like, he's just like, hey, why are you not like preparing every single possible thing for every single possible reality? Now, considering that this video is a 16-year-old girl gets stranded, what happens next is shocking. Obviously the dad's gonna be like the good guy, right? And he's gonna like save her and be like, daughter, I told you so. Let's see.
That's enough! You're always babying me! Oh, God!
Wait, Raji.
Ugh, he's so annoying.
He's just worried about you, that's all.
Yeah, I wish my dad cared as much as yours does. Trust me, if you had my dad, you'd be annoyed too.
Sweetheart, hold on.
Just leave us alone, Dad. We can take care of ourselves.
I know, but I still worry about you. Here, I'll just put this in the trunk.
No, I don't want to be lugging around all that extra crap.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Having a gas tank in the car seems a little dangerous, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that one.
All right. Well, here.
And most cars like have jacks like in them already, don't they? Yeah, like most cars have jacks, like especially the kind of jack that he was just holding up. They usually have them like buried in the trunk and stuff.
At least take these directions, so in case you girls get lost on the way up there.
Oh my god, this motherfucker's printing up MapQuest. This dude is still like doing MapQuest. I love it. This dude rules. This is like 20 years ago.
That's what we have phones for.
Right. Well, hey, at least let me check.
It's a real bad idea to keep gas. Yeah, I imagine so. But like, it's pretty fucking hot, right?
The tires and the gas.
No, you're just doing too much. Please.
I mean, he is doing too much. He's doing way too fucking much.
Alone. I'll see you on Monday.
Monday. But I thought you were coming back Sunday so we could spend Father's Day together.
Justin Bieber's performing on Sunday. There's no way I'm gonna miss that.
Well, is there anything else I can do for you?
Just put all this in the trunk. Let's go, ladies.
Bye, Mr. Schwani. Happy Father's Day.
Thanks. Please be safe. Have Raji call me when you guys get there.
Gosh, gee whiz. My daughter won't let me give her,
I love you so.
give her gasoline in the back of the car.
Much.
I'm so hungry. Me too.
I'll pull over at the next stop I see.
Thanks. So, who else is performing this weekend?
I don't know. I only care about seeing Justin.
Well, who do you guys think he was better with? Selena or Haley? I say Selena. Not a chance. Justin and Haley make a way better couple.
Personally, I think he'd look the best with me.
What's up with the music? Turn on the radio. Come on. Yeah. I don't know what stations work out here. What city are we even in? Well, I don't see any signs. But let me look at my map. My phone doesn't even have service. Oh, mine either. We're like in the middle of nowhere.
Here. Play music on my phone.
Okay.
Put on Peaches.
Peaches? Die for You is way better. Uh-oh. It says your phone's at 10%. Maybe we should save your batteries.
No, it's fine. We'll just charge it at the hotel.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yes! Turn it up!
Don't most phones, like, couldn't you just, like, put a charger, like, into the fucking, like, cigarette port? I bet you that was in Dad's little, like, prep bag, wasn't it? Or like one of those brick batteries, like a backup battery. Come on, you're like a millennial kid or a Zoomer kid. You should know this shit. Come on. I now feel like the dad.
Oh, I'm so excited for this weekend. We're gonna have so much fun.
Oh boy.
What on earth was that?
What happened?
It sounded like you hit something.
Oh no, my tire light's going off. I think I better pull over.
Are you sure it's safe to stop here? This place looks super sketch.
Great! A flat tire!
Does anyone know how to change it? I have no idea.
Okay, well, let me call roadside assistance. I'm sure they like do this all the time. Hopefully it won't take like too long.
The phone's
Hello?
gonna be dead. The phone's dead.
Hi, yeah, my name is Raji Shwani.
The phone's dead.
Yeah, I'm stuck in the middle of the road with a flat.
Nobody. Yeah, if there's one thing that kids know, like, it's keep that phone juiced the fuck up. Like, obviously, right? Like, I don't know. This is by far the most far-fetched thing about all of this. Like, I can see like a dad being like super weirdly like over the top in terms of like, I must make sure that my daughter is safe while she goes on this weekend vacation at 16 years old, by the way, which like is interesting. Like the idea that he's like letting her go on this thing but like also like freaking out over every little thing is very funny. But the most far-fetched thing is the fact that this kid, yeah, portable. Like I'm charging mine right now, backup batteries. I mean, like it's the most simple thing in the world, and they're not expensive. But anyway, phone's about to die. That is bullshit. Like no Zoomer would ever let this happen unless they're like the dumbest Zoomer, which maybe this kid is.
Tire. You can get someone to come help us? Yeah, that'd be great. My location. Yes, let me check my maps and I'll get back to you in 1 second. Oh no. Hello? My phone died.
Here, use mine.
It says there's no service. Does yours have any service?
No. Guys, what are we gonna do?
Well, let's wait in the car. It's not safe out here.
We've been stuck here for over an hour. What are we going to do? Doesn't anyone have a charger?
My car thing hasn't worked in forever.
Oh, it's
I
broken?
only have a wall charger.
It's not gonna work. Should have taken the portable charger your dad was trying to give us.
Oh, yeah. Dang.
Dad, okay, so if there was one thing that the kid would have taken, it should have been the fucking car charger, right?
My stomach's growling. Is there any food in the car?
No, I didn't bring anything.
Should have taken the protein bars your dad had.
You're right.
Yeah, no USB cable.
Look! A car! Let's ask them for help.
Good idea. Wait.
Yeah, just flag down
Can you
random
help
strangers.
us?
Hey, you guys all right?
No, we have a flat tire. Can you help?
Do you have a spare?
Yeah, I think so.
What about a car jack or a lug wrench?
Dad said he checked. It's not in here, remember?
Oh, shoot. You're right.
Damn it, Dad was right.
No, we don't.
Unfortunately, I don't have mine either. Without that, there's not much I can
Call
do.
AAA, dude.
I'm so sorry. Good luck, though.
Wait,
Just leave their ass
can we
there.
at least use your phone? I can't believe this.
What are we going to do now?
You guys, I'm scared. I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere and our phones don't work. And what if something bad? Hold up. Why did some car just pull up behind us? There's a guy that just got out. He's
God.
walking towards us.
Guys, what if he's a killer? What do we do? Should we run? Where do we
He's
go?
a killer, but he's going to help
We
us.
all like maybe we should get out there. This way. Where are we supposed to go? Run away? Oh my gosh, he's coming through the window.
It's Dad. It's the dad.
Raji, it's me.
Yep, it's the dad.
Is that your dad?
Called it.
What are you doing here?
I came to help you. Pop your trunk and put your hazards on.
You have no idea how happy I am to see you. How in the world did you even find us?
Well, I got a call from roadside service, and they said you might be in trouble, so I just followed the directions to the festival, and thank God I found you.
Wow, you're like the best dad ever. Seriously, I wish I had a dad like you.
Thanks. Oh, protein bars, anyone?
Yes, please. I'll take one.
Thanks, Dad.
Dad's a hero.
Guessing you might need this.
Yeah, Dad's gonna kill them.
Okay, why don't you girls go in the car and let me change this tire?
That sounds great to me. You don't need to tell me twice.
I don't even know what to say.
You don't need to say anything at all. That's what dads are for. Now go ahead and have a seat in the car. It's not safe out here. Okay. Okay, you girls are all set. I'm guessing it's okay if I put this in the trunk now.
Actually, Dad, that won't be necessary.
But what if something happens? I think it's smart.
No, I mean, we're not going to the music festival anymore.
What? I don't understand. I thought you were dying to see Justin Bieber.
I was. But then I realized I'd rather spend the entire weekend with you for Father's Day. That is, if you don't already have any plans.
This is like weird. I don't know, like morality porn. Like this is like Aesop's fables for like 2021.
Plans. What could possibly be more important than spending time with my baby girl? I'll follow you, okay?
Wait, aren't you forgetting something?
I don't think so.
A hug!
Oh my god.
Nicely
Now
played.
she's acting like a stalker.
Nicely played. Oh, I love you so much.
Love you too, Dad.
And also, she was like so extremely annoyed with her dad until dad like bailed them out from being stranded for 5 minutes. And the friends were always right too.
What would they be?
Family. Sisters always stick together, right? Yeah. Family.
All right.
Always.
Let's look at another one. All right. Karen next door goes way too far. What happens next is shocking. Let's go.
Hold on, Max. Okay, kids, dinner's ready.
Is this the Karen?
Adam, would you mind turning that down, please?
This looks so good. Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome, honey. Adam, that game is so loud. Now turn it off and come and eat.
After this game.
Nothing to have to do this.
What'd you do that for? I was about to win.
Are you trying to upset the neighbors with the loud gunshots? Now go over there and eat before your food gets cold.
The neighbors? We used to never have to worry about the neighbors at our last place.
Well, we don't live in our old home anymore, Adam. I don't even know why you would bring that up.
Because I don't want to live here. This apartment.
The one consistent thing that I notice in these Darman videos, I think it's Darman, is like just how consistently terrible all of the acting is. It's actually incredible. Buy them. Yeah, get headphones. Get the kids some headphones.
Sucks. And it's so small. How are all of us supposed to share that room?
Look, honey, please. Let's just try to make it work for right now, okay? Now, who could that be? Hi, can I help you?
Hi, I'm Karen. I live next door. I came by because I thought I heard some gunshots.
Oh, that's just my son playing his video game.
That loud.
Oh no.
Doesn't he realize other people live in
Her
this
name
building
is literally
too?
Karen, by the way, which is fucking great. We have found who the Karen is. And she's like worried about hearing the gunshots in the video game. Doesn't he realize people live in the... Oh my God.
Yes, you're right, and I will talk to him about it.
Good. I know you just moved in, so I don't want to have to file a noise complaint already.
I appreciate that, and it won't happen.
A Karen named Karen.
I sure hope so.
We almost got our first noise complaint.
So, I hope you get kicked out. I hate this dump.
Look, I'm sorry. This is all we can afford right now.
Aww.
You shouldn't talk to her like that.
Oh, whatever. I still don't get why Mom and Dad had to get a divorce. To be honest, I'd rather live with Dad.
Shh. Even the dog's a bad actor.
Get out of here, Max. This food isn't yours.
How'd it go?
Not good. That neighbor has 2 kids and a dog. That apartment's way too small for all of them.
They have a frog?
No, I said dog. Great. Now we have to deal with barking too.
Who's parking?
Never mind. This doesn't affect you. You don't hear anything anyway. Oh, that dog is so loud. I'm going back over there.
Oh my gosh.
Shoo, Max.
What a
Scootie's
like
for you.
horrible way to like introduce yourself to your neighbors is by complaining to them twice on the first day. Incredible.
Mom, someone's at the door. Mom?
Okay, I'm coming. Hi, Karen.
Doesn't that dog ever stop barking?
Oh no, I didn't realize you could hear that. Max, shh, quiet down. I am so sorry about that. We're all still getting used to living in a smaller place. You see,
Well, you won't be living here long if you don't get your kids and that dog under control. I tried to be nice earlier, but now I am going to file a noise
She
complaint.
is going to talk to the
Oh,
building
no,
manager.
no, please don't. You don't have to do that. It was so hard for us to find this apartment in the first place. I will keep the noise down. I promise.
Fine. But this is your last warning.
Great. Our neighbor officially hates us. Max! You just made a big mess.
No, Max, stop. Come on. Want me to help clean that up?
It's fine, honey. I'll do it. Let me go grab the vacuum.
Well,
Well, what?
where's the person that was parking?
No one was parking, Roger. The neighbor's dog was barking.
They're doing like
They're
a
really
bit.
getting on my nerves with all that noise.
We have neighbors now?
Just forget it. It's pointless. What in the world? Are they
All right.
vacuuming?
All right. Wow.
It's
Wow. Okay. Hold on a second. This fucking apartment has the thinnest walls imaginable. And like getting mad about vacuuming, the fact that you can hear the vacuuming is incredible. But like the fact that you're complaining about your neighbor vacuuming is awesome.
7 o'clock at night. I don't believe it. Enough is enough.
7 o'clock at night.
What now?
Vacuuming at this hour?
Karen, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was this late.
You've been nothing but trouble since you moved in next door. I tried to be nice, but
Karen,
don't you Karen me. I told you before this was the last warning. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't file a noise complaint right this second.
Listen, I am
Go for
trying
it. File
the
your
best
fucking
that I
vacuum
can.
noise complaint. Do it.
Okay? I know you
7
don't
p.m.
want us here, but we have no choice. You see, a week ago, everything was perfect.
Yeah.
The kids were asleep. I was having a quiet night at home with my husband. But little did I know my whole world was about to turn
no.
upside down with a single text from my own best friend. That's when I started looking into things more. The way he would look at her, the way she would comment on all of his photos. It was right in front of me all along. I was just too blind to see it. And then yesterday, I come home early from work.
So one day later, she moves out with the kids.
When I opened the door, that's when I saw them laying in bed
Caught in 4K, motherfucker. With your best friend.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was betrayed by my husband and backstabbed by my best friend all at the same time. All I could do was cry. And the worst part of it all, he didn't even have any remorse. He just told me to pack my things, take the kids, and go. That's how heartless he was. So you see,
Horrible.
that's what my past few days have
Awful.
been like. And why I really need this apartment.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, dear. I had no idea you were dealing with all that. You poor thing.
So that's why you and Dad separated. She cheated.
I'll give you some time to talk.
Oh, Karen was swayed by all this? Aw.
I didn't want to say anything to you because I didn't want you to look at him differently.
All this time, I thought it was your fault. I feel so bad now for how I've been treating you. I'm sorry, Mom.
Honey, it's okay. I know that this is a lot for both of you to deal with. I love you kids so much.
I love you too.
All right, I want to do one more immediately regrets with.
I love you so much,
Oh
Roger.
wow, it's bringing all families together. Yeah, have an LDS vibe. I wonder if he is LDS. I don't know if Darman is
I had
like
enough.
a
Just give me
weird
my
church
cash
dude or
check so I
whatever.
can go.
Security! This man
Let's watch
gave me
one
a
more.
fake ID, lied about his job.
Let's watch one more. Boss fires autistic employee, immediate regrets. Let's see. Big sister hates her little sister. She instantly regrets it. Okay. Man with the turban kicked off seat. What happens next is shocking. Kids make fun of boy with stutter. They live to regret it. Girl told don't play with cars. All right, which one, guys? Which one? Student cheats on his final exam, instantly regrets it. Wait, spoiled girl demands car for birthday featuring Sniper Wolf? So, like, are we just getting YouTubers to be a part of this now? Spoiled son refuses to get a job. Okay, I'm gonna go with spoiled son. Oh, son refuses to honor military dad. All right, we'll save that one for tomorrow. All right, son refuses to get a job, instantly regrets his decision. Let's go.
Hey, sweetheart. Why are you still in your pajamas? I thought you had an interview today.
Yeah, I'm not going to that.
This is what you get for not working, kids. Pay attention.
Like $14 per hour? Who on earth would work for that?
Someone who has bills to pay? That's who. But you don't have any of those, so you wouldn't understand. Have you seen the... You used all the milk.
Oh, sorry.
Did you need such a big bowl? Other people share this milk.
There was like
too.
no milk in there. Okay. First off, mom, chill out, please. There was like no milk in there. You got to get some more milk. It happens.
No?
It's not that serious. Just buy another gallon after work.
It's easy for you to say you're not the one paying for it.
Freeloading kid.
Hey, buddy. Hi, sweetheart.
Hi. Good morning.
Ooh, why is it so cold in here?
I'm glad you said something. I thought it was just me. Did you turn on the AC?
Yep. This morning.
It's freezing in here. What temperature did you set it at? 67 degrees? Do you know how much electricity this uses?
Well, it's hot. What else do you want me to do?
Well, you can take off your hoodie for starters.
But then I'll be cold.
Exactly. And you don't have to pump up the AC. What do you have
This
to
is
say?
like exactly what I was talking about earlier with the individualism stuff. But like, I don't know. The point here is obvious.
Try not to use the AC so much. Okay, buddy?
You guys are being so dramatic. Bet it's not even that expensive.
Oh, okay. So you pay the electricity bill all on your own. Oh, wait, you can't because you don't have a job.
Damn.
God, not this lecture again, please. Dad, can you tell her something before she goes crazy?
Wow.
It's okay, honey. He's still young. He's got time.
He's 18 years old. When I was his age, I had 2 jobs and I paid all my own bills.
Ugh, I don't want to hear this again. I'm out.
What? You're just going to leave your cereal there? I don't believe this. He just thinks money grows on trees.
He'll learn one day.
That day will be today.
Do we have any more milk?
No, Daniel poured all the rest of the milk in this big bowl of cereal and then just left it.
It's fine. I'll just drink my coffee black.
Why does our internet bill say that it's going up? Did you change our plan?
No? Maybe Daniel did.
Are you serious?
Damn, that little motherfucker.
You know he's going to say, well, what's the big deal? When he's not paying for it. I think we need to put our foot down. He's got to start paying for things.
You're right, sweetheart. I'll have a talk with him.
Dad, the toothpaste is out.
This
Fix him
kid's
up
brushing
afterward.
his teeth now. Oh, can you believe it? He wants to have clean teeth.
Sure, son.
Daniel, did you change our internet package?
Oh, yeah. It was lagging on Warzone, so upgraded our services. It's only like $40 more a month. It's not that big of a deal.
$40 a month is a lot of money. What are you doing?
What? It's empty.
No, look at this. Let me
Oh,
see.
you don't waste toothpaste.
No way. I don't want toothpaste that's been in the trash.
Your dad and I will use it then.
God damn this kid.
You
Oh,
can't just go changing our services without letting us know.
It was lagging. What do you want me to do?
Hi, I have a package for Daniel.
yes, he got a
Look, got my
PlayStation.
packages here. Thank you so much.
Enjoy.
This
What
kid
in the
rules.
world did you order this time?
Yes, my PS5 is finally here.
How in the world did you pay for that?
Oh, I used your credit card.
You used our credit card. Did he talk to you about this?
No, he didn't say anything to me about this.
Daniel, how could you charge something so expensive on our card without talking to us?
Yeah, the kid does look like 25 years old. He does look like an adult.
Only a few $100s. What's the big deal?
A few $100s? Do you know how hard it is to earn a few $100s? No, you don't. Because all you do is lay on the couch in your pajamas, drink the last bit of milk, pump the AC, and spend money on our credit card without paying for it.
Relax, Mom. You're blowing this way out of proportion. Dad, can you tell her?
Your mom's right, son. You gotta listen to her.
That's it. Enough is enough. I am returning this. So going forward, if you want to spend money, you spend your own money. So that you can learn that money does not grow on trees.
What? No, this is so unfair.
It's for your own good, Daniel.
You know what? Fine. I don't need you guys to buy me anything. I'll get my own job and buy everything myself.
Good.
And I don't need to live
Yes,
here.
yeah, no shit. You got a fucking PS5. Like, you might as well just fucking sell it for as much as possible. Like, that's what everybody else does. The fact that he was able to get it. I mean, maybe it's not like that anymore. I don't know. But like, yeah, like 6 months ago, that was what it was.
Or either. After I get a job, moving into my own apartment.
Whoa.
Wait, Daniel, let's talk about... Are you sure this was all necessary?
This isn't easy on me either. But I know in my heart that this is the only way he is going to learn.
You say so.
The mom and dad stand there hoping Daniel
Oh, we get fucking Darman fucking voiceover. Hell yeah.
learns not to be wasteful with money. The next week, Daniel starts interviewing for jobs. Because he doesn't have much experience, all he gets offered is an entry-level position. He hesitates, but after remembering he has bills to pay, he decides to take the offer and starts working right away. A few weeks later, he moves into his new apartment.
Oh no.
Everything seems to be going great. That is, until he realizes how much money he has to spend paying
Oh no, he
all
got
of
a
his new
job.
bills.
Hold on. He got a job and then everything went worse.
Daniel quickly sees how much even buying basic things like milk and toothpaste can quickly add up. It doesn't take long for all of his hard-earned money to disappear. now that he's paying for everything himself. He becomes a lot more responsible
Wow,
to
he learned his
save on
lesson.
bills.
He's got to get 68 and not 67 degrees.
A lot less wasteful to save on groceries. And he squeezes every last drop out of everything he has. Daniel finally learns the importance of not wasting money.
Look, I'm smiling.
And then one day, Daniel goes to pay a visit to his parents.
Daniel, you look great. Come on in, bud.
Thanks, Dad.
The blue blazer and the fucking huge turtleneck is too much. It's too much. It's so good.
Hi,
he's a professional
Daniel.
kid now.
You
By the way,
look-
it didn't say what his job was. He just took an entry level position. It didn't say what his job was. It never shows him actually working. It just like evaluates like you just need to have a job.
Nice. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Mom. I bought you guys some things.
Oh, he got some
You got
toothpaste
us some stuff.
and some milk.
Where'd you get us?
First off, your water filter. You guys spend so much money on water bottles. This will help reduce that cost.
Oh my god.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Oh
I'm
my god.
impressed. I guess that will help us save a lot. Huh?
Thanks. And I also got you double padded toilet paper. That way you can split it in half and get the most out of each roll.
Oh Jesus
Well,
Christ.
Maybe your mom can split hers.
All right, now everybody hates this kid. Now everybody hates this kid.
But I like the extra padding.
Well, if at least one of you guys do it, you'll save a lot of money.
Oh.
Oh, and I also got you this. Since you like oranges, I got you seeds to plant them. That way you don't have to buy oranges anymore.
It seems to me like the parents are immediately regretting like making this kid get a job because now it's gone like this poison that they've given to him has gone straight to his brain and he's the most annoying like person on the planet.
Wow, I am so proud of you, honey. But I'm confused. I thought you said spending extra money wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, well, it took me getting my own job and paying for my own bills. But I finally understand. Money doesn't grow on trees.
Well, luckily oranges do, so we don't have to worry about that.
How long is your
Oh my
sister
God.
going to be staying with us?
As soon as she finds a job.
All right, folks. All right. Wow. They'll be fucking dead before the tree bears any fruit. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. What's up? Oh, you got here just in time. We're gonna wrap it up. I think I do want to watch some more Darman videos, like maybe tomorrow or something like that. This is kind of like fucking weird, fun. Like I don't know, something like very, very interesting about this shit. So I'm probably gonna like watch some more of those in the second part of the show going forward. But anyway, I mean, I have fucking orange trees and it doesn't even bear fruit right now. So I mean, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap us up for today. We'll rate Dan, who was in chat earlier. We love Dan, a friend of the show. Hi, Dan Simpson. Be back tomorrow, and we'll do some news. We'll do some fun. But yeah, everybody, thanks for watching. You can be just like all of our various and sundry patrons. You can be like Ty Jitty. You can be like Michael H, Dan O, Jonathan H, Timothy C, Dragon Slayer 19, Andy L, Gary W, Rachel K, Kenneth F, Adam R, Trey M, Watermelon Pickle, and Penelope D by going to patreon.com and supporting our show. Good morning. Yeah, porn quality acting. I mean, like, that's not even fair to porn, honestly. It's pretty bad. But I don't know, like those videos are like incredibly infectious to watch, and like they're just so weird. Anyway, y'all have a good day. We're gonna go ahead and raid Dan. And yeah, bye-bye, everybody.
More get done than any other Democratic controlled